We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for the first track and field edition of the Patrick Stanton Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head indoor track and field coach Patrick Stanton. And Patrick, you guys are in competition for the first time here on Friday at the YSU Icebreaker. Talk about what it's going to be like just to get back in there and compete.
Yeah, we're excited. We love going to the YSU Icebreaker. It's a fun way to just kind of like see where we're at right before we go back for winter break, get back to work, and then come back out in January. We tend to have a good day at YSU. You know, I think we always put a lot of good work in the fall. Our athletes are really good about holding themselves accountable throughout the summer. And then we have a really good fall regimen. It's a little bit different this year. We've got a new assistant coach, Coach Healy, who switched up the regimen a little bit. So we're excited to see like where it's going to put people heading into this first meet. Obviously, we know it's the first step in the ladder and what's going to be a long season, indoor and outdoor. But I think we're in good shape, and I'm excited to see what we can do.
And we were talking earlier in the week, you have a really young team this year trying to kind of set a new era of Cardinal track and field. Talk about this young team and kind of how you guys are going to grow through the year.
Yeah, we're excited. You know, like you said, we graduated a lot last year. So we really are kind of like turning over into like a new page. So we're just being really intentional this year about making sure that we set the foundation the right way. We want to build into the team and the team culture that we want to continue to have. We've always been a really tight-knit team, a really energetic team, and one that supports each other, you know, through everything. You know, we're a small university, a small team. That's got to be our bread and butter, you know, our family atmosphere and how much we just like to support each other and our passion. So we're making sure we're being intentional about making sure we build that way and kind of instill that into the new people.
And even with a lot of young people, you have a couple of veterans on each side. We'll start with the women, especially in the field. Kiala McCurry and Tara Perry, really two top performers for you. Talk about those two and kind of how their leadership is bleeding into the rest of the team.
Yeah, it's been big. Those two, you know, as well as Deja and Shannon, who are some of our other seniors on the team, and Brea. I don't want to forget anybody, but yeah, they've really set the tone. You know, they are some people who have been here for a few years. They've seen how the team has operated over the last couple of years, the culture and the vibe and the attitude that we have had, in addition to the work ethic. So they really have kind of helped set the tone. They're all doing great. We had a lot of testing days throughout the fall, 3 separate testing days to kind of just track our progress throughout fall conditioning. And really all of the seniors and the whole team in general really kind of lit it up, and that was really led by our seniors. So I'm excited to see what they can do as well.
And then on the men's side, we also see guys like Josh Boehm coming back and Cowboy Blalia and the jumpers. Talk about the men's side and kind of that veteran leadership.
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar deal. You know, I think both men's and women's teams are in a pretty similar spot. Josh has been awesome. I think, you know, across the board, like both groups, Josh has been just like a huge like leader by example. A lot of the younger guys kind of want to emulate Josh. He's someone who's, you know, hit the NCAA provisional mark, someone who wants to qualify for the national championship this year, and so the younger guys really kind of look up to him and gravitate towards him, and he does a really great job of setting the tone.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head indoor track and field coach Patrick Stanton. And Patrick, you mentioned him a little bit earlier. Ben Healy joined your staff as an assistant coach this year. Talk about what he's brought to the table.
Yeah, Ben's been great. We haven't had a full-time assistant coach since I was the full-time assistant coach, I think 5 or 6 years ago. So really even just having anybody in that role has been a huge help. But especially Ben, he fits the culture, exactly the kind of culture that we want to have. He and I have a very similar vision for like the type of team that we want to build. He is really fresh out of his master's program, so he's a young guy. He doesn't have a ton of coaching experience, but he has hit the ground running. Just kind of like a natural coach, a natural leader. Comes with a really good wealth of experience with his master's in exercise sports performance. And he was a really strong decathlete at the Division I level. So he brings a wide variety of experience. He can coach the sprinters, the jumpers, the hurdlers, the pole vaulters, and really kind of bring more cohesion to those like separate groups that we haven't had in the last couple of years, and kind of keep it as like one cohesive unit.
And you guys have gone to Youngstown State a lot over these last couple of years. You had 3 meets there last year. You're starting with, I believe, 2 more this coming indoor season. Talk about this facility and kind of how you guys perform.
Yeah, it's a great facility. It's you know, we're really blessed. We've got some really nice like 300-meter tracks within a couple of hours from us in Ohio. And Youngstown's the closest. It's only about an hour and a half away. we always get good competition there. There's always like D1 competition, Horizon League competition, as well as a lot of the schools in our conference, and the PSAC are there as well. So we see some great teams. We see some great competition. It's an awesome facility. We run fast there.
And for you guys, your only meet before Christmas break. Talk about some of these goals for this first meet and kind of what you guys are looking for as a team.
Yeah, we really just want to kind of lay the base. We know it's a long season. We know that whatever we do this weekend, we're just going to build on top of it. But we want to make sure that we are putting our best foot forward and putting ourselves out there enough that we can learn from it. I always tell the team, like especially these early season races, it's really just going to be a learning experience. Like, we're not expecting anyone to go out and do the best they can possibly do throughout the season, but you have to do your best in that moment to really get the most out of it and really like learn everything that you can from where you fall short. So we're excited to do that. We want to see some improvements from the past couple of years. It is helpful that we do go to this meet pretty much every year, so we can really kind of track that progress. But besides that, we really just kind of want to set the tone for the vibe that we want to bring to meets. Like we mentioned, there's a lot of new people, so we want to make sure that like we kind of set the tone with them. Like, this is how we operate at meets. This is how we take ourselves seriously. This is how we support our teammates. This is the energy we want to bring, and just kind of lay the foundation for the year.
Thanks, Patrick. Good luck in the opener. Can't wait to see you out there.
Cool. Thanks, Zach.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We're just excited about all the program success.
And we're ready to get started. Thanks, Zach. Go Cards.